Stop. Don't scroll. Early 2026 opens with one question that few dare to discuss honestly in the K-pop industry. Not about scandals, not gossip, but about the most personal right an idol, choosing their own love. Hi, Taehyung lovers all around the world. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers Channel, a channel that does not speculate, does not fabricate stories, and speaks based on facts, data, and trusted Korean and global sources. Today, we will discuss one sensitive issue that continues to surface through January 2026. Why do some K-pop idols seem as if they are not allowed to marry someone from outside South Korea? It must be emphasized from the start. There is no South Korean law that prohibits it. There is number 2026 industry contract that restricts cross-national marriage. So why does this issue continue to live on? The answer lies in industry pressure, fandom psychology, the burden of national representation, and parasocial-emotional bonds built over many years. And all of this is supported by data, official statements, and credible media analysis, not assumptions. In this video, we will break down 10 K-pop idols from rank 10 to 1, not to judge, but to understand why the public often reacts strongly when personal love collides with collective expectations. Watch until the end, because at number 1, we will arrive at one major conclusion about Kimtaehyung and the greatest emotional paradox of modern-era K-pop. Before we continue, click like if you appreciate fact-based content, subscribe to the Taehyung Lovers Channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the latest updates you won't find anywhere else. And one important thing, write your opinion in the comment section. Agree or disagree. The world is watching, because in 2026, K-pop is no longer just about music and popularity, but about our maturity as fans. In these first 3 seconds, there is one question rarely spoken honestly in the K-pop industry. Does an idol's love truly belong to them or to the public? Entering January 2026, South Korea's entertainment industry stands at a major turning point. On one side, more senior idols are becoming open about marriage, family, and even life after stage. On the other side, the public is once again questioning a sensitive issue that has never truly been resolved. Why do some K-pop artists seem as if they're not allowed to marry foreigners? This issue resurfaces every time a big name is involved, every time a small rumor circulates, every time a single photo, a smile, or a meeting is captured by cameras. This article is not an accusation, not a judgment, and not a conspiracy theory. It is an in-depth analysis compiled based on the latest South Korean entertainment industry regulations as of January 2026, standard artist contracts revised by the Korean Fair Trade Commission, global fandom psychology dynamics, and credible Korean and international media coverage. Written in a calm and balanced tone, we will examine 10 K-pop artists who, in 2026, are most frequently mentioned by the public as the most sensitive figures when cross-national marriage is discussed. Key facts of the K-pop industry 2026. Before entering the list, one thing must be stated honestly. There is no law in South Korea that prohibits artists from marrying foreign nationals. There is no standard 2026 contract that bans cross-national marriage. The only industry-wide restriction commonly known is a temporary dating ban, generally during the first 3 to 5 years after debut. Government contract revisions effective January 1st. 2026 focus on artist protection, income transparency, and human rights, not marital life. So why does this issue persist? The answer is not harsh, not black and white, but deeply human. 10 Hyunjin, Stray Kids. Why is his name on this list? Yeonjun is a perfect product of 4th-generation K-pop. Strong visuals, emotional expression, and artistic persona closely connected to young global fans. Why is he considered not allowed to marry a foreigner? Not because of nationalism, but early attachment psychology. Most of his fan base has known him since adolescence, a phase where emotional connection easily turns into symbolic ownership. In fandom psychology, this is called emotional imprinting. Cross-national marriage is perceived as the severing of imaginary closeness, the loss of emotional representation, a change in an ideal figure fans are not ready to accept. This is not a ban. It is collective emotional unpreparedness. Nine, Jennie Blackpink. A global icon with a national burden. Jennie is not just an idol. She is a symbol of modern Korean womanhood in the eyes of the world. Elegant, strong, and refined. Why is the public sensitive if she marries a foreigner? Because Jennie is often positioned as a national identity representation, not merely an individual. In Korean media discourse, her partner is often framed as a Korean image. Cross-national relationships are viewed as a symbolic shift. Her choices are read as cultural messages. Nothing forbids her, but symbolic weight makes freedom feel narrow. Eight, yeonjun TXT. A product of the global closeness market. Yeonjun is marketed as approachable, friendly, and emotionally close to fans. Why is cross-national marriage seen as an issue? Because of the emotional intimacy business model. In K-pop, closeness fantasy is an asset. Personal status changes alter the narrative. The market is not fully ready to adjust the story. Marriage to someone outside South Korea is often seen as disrupting collective imagination, changing a story sold for years. Seven, BTS. A global leader, local expectations. RM symbolizes Korean intellect on the world stage. Domestically, he is still positioned as a new generation national leader figure. Why is his partner choice sensitive? Because he carries cultural expectations, not legal rules. The public often expects a culturally aligned partner, projects traditional values, reads his choice as a moral direction for public figures. This is not restriction. It is expectation never requested. Six, Kimtaehyung, former X1. Stability after industry trauma. As a former member of a group with a controversial history, Yeon carries the burden of public trust recovery. Why is cross-national marriage perceived negatively? Because the public desires a safe path, image stability, minimal controversy. Cross-cultural relationships are often viewed as additional risk in a rebuilding career. Five, chaeunwoo, Korea's collective visual standard. Chaeunwoo is not just handsome. He is often called the nation's ideal face. Why is cross-national marriage hard to accept? Because he is positioned as a symbol of Korean aesthetics, a collective ideal figure, a national visual representation. Cross-cultural marriage is not rejected, but it shakes the symbol, triggers emotional reactions, breaks collective projections. Four, Rose Blackpink, a global identity under constant debate. Rose lives between cultures. The public does not deny her rights, but keeps asking, what does it mean for Korea? Why is cross-national marriage constantly questioned? Because Rose becomes a discussion ground for globalization, nationalism, Korean modernity. She is not restricted. She is endlessly interpreted. Three, Lisa Blackpink. Massive success, industry representation burden. Lisa proves that non-Korean idols can dominate the world. So why is her marriage sensitive? Because of K-pop industry history. Greater success equals greater expectations. Every move becomes precedent. Her choices are seen as system representative. This is not about nationality, but industry narrative. Two, Jimin, BTS. Exceptionally deep emotional bonds. Jimin is known as empathetic, warm, and emotionally expressive. Why is public reaction so strong? Because of extreme parasocial relationships. Fans feel known. His presence becomes emotional comfort. Marriage feels like personal loss. Cross-national marriage amplifies this feeling. 1. Kimtaehyung, VBTS. A global emotional phenomenon. Kimtaehyung is not merely an idol. He is an emotional space for millions. Why is he considered not allowed to marry outside South Korea? Because the scale of attachment is unprecedented. He is not limited by law, contracts, nation. He is framed by global collective emotion. This is the greatest paradox of K-pop 2026. A question worth reflecting on. There is no official ban. There are no written rules. What exists is a growing question. Are we ready to see idols as complete human beings with the right to choose their own love? Each person's answer may differ, and those differences make this discussion important. At this point, one thing becomes increasingly clear. There is no law prohibiting it. There is no contract restricting it. What exists is the emotion of millions who once felt close, once felt ownership, and are not fully ready to let go. At the Taehyung Lovers Channel, we are not asking you to agree. We are inviting you to think deeper. Because loving an idol is not about binding them, but about giving them space to remain fully human. Write your opinion in the comment section. Agree or disagree, the world is watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell, because the next content will take us deeper into sides of K-pop rarely discussed. And one thing is certain, Kimtaehyung is not chasing history. History is chasing him. See you in the next video on Taehyung Lovers.